Welcome to another night in the NBA. This is your 10-minute recap of the last night of NBA hoops, and the main topic of the night is the head-to-head duel between Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, already shaping up to be one of the best rivalries in the league. It was great in the preseason, the first matchup between the two, but it's gotten to be just as good in the regular season, if not even better, and we saw that last night. But the first two matchups also pretty good between the two of them, but the difference there was that the Thunder won both of them by 30, so it felt like these games didn't have a huge impact on the Rookie of the Year race, despite the two players in it, because the games weren't all that close, and it's been heavily debated all year. These are two of the best rookies we've seen in a long time. I think Chet Holmgren would win Rookie of the Year every year in the past decade, except for maybe Luka Doncic's year, but even that one, Chet would have an argument, because he's like 50, 40, 80 as a rookie center. He's just been so efficient, but Victor Wembanyama has a real argument for this award, and I think this game sealed it, because wow was he good. Not only did Victor Wembanyama outplay Chet Holmgren in this one, the Spurs take down the Thunder. The 11-48 Spurs heading into the game take down the 2 seed in the Western Conference to get their 12th win of the season, and this is huge because it not only shows that Victor can be great, but that the Spurs can be very good with him as well. Devin Booker played well, and so did Jeremy Sohan was good in this game. 21 points for Sohan and about 30 for Devin Vassell, but this is a great game, and it was great because of how good Wemby was in the clutch. 2 threes, I believe both of them put them up 9 points, essentially put the nail in the coffin in this game for San Antonio to win it. And they do win it 132-118, thanks to those 2 icy dagger threes from Victor, as well as what will likely go down as the play of the game. Chet trying to isolate Wemby one-on-one down the stretch, goes for a step back from the free throw line, gets blocked by Wemby. Chet ends up on his butt, and Wemby just kind of celebrates towards his own bench. He knows it's a big moment for him. It's a rivalry between the two of them, and it basically puts an end to the Rookie of the Year race, which is going to be the title of this video, I think. But Wemby, awesome 5x5 game recently, this one with the dagger 3 against Chet and the Thunder. It feels like all the momentum is swinging in Wemby's favor, and not only is he meeting the super outrageous hype coming into the rookie season, he might be outplaying it, which is absurd. There's a real argument Chet is a top 40 to 50 guy already, and Wemby might already be a top 20 player in the league. He's been that good lately. He's super impactful on both ends of the floor. 28 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks in this game for Victor Wembanyama, and the Spurs steal one from OKC thanks to how great Wemby is. And it just put an end to the Rookie of the Year debate. Like, there's no debate anymore. The scoring isn't close. The efficiency keeps getting better and better from Wemby. One of the crazier stats I've heard as of late is that Victor Wembanyama is shooting over 40% on dribble pull-up threes, which is insane. He's 7'4". Like, this is something you have to see to believe. It doesn't even really make sense how good he's been. But Victor Wembanyama lighting it up in this game once again. And this locks up the Rookie of the Year race, barring injury, something extreme. It's going to be Wemby winning Rookie of the Year, and both of these guys are set up for a fantastic rivalry. Like, this isn't to diminish Chet. Chet was really good in this game, went over 20 points, and is going to be a Defensive Player of the Year annual candidate, as will Wemby, and both guys could be in MVP races. Like, this is pushing to the extreme of the stretch big that can block shots, and it's super fun to watch. This is a great game, and Victor Wembanyama put his stamp on it and sealed the 2024 Rookie of the Year award, which will go down as two of the best rookies we've seen in the past decade plus. But that's it for the main topic. Now let's shift to other action from around the NBA. So, in other action from around the NBA, we did have 7 other games on the docket tonight, and there were some good ones. Starting off, let's start with Warriors versus Knicks in MSG. Steph Curry shows out in the Garden, as he has many times, was drafted in the Garden, had a huge 50-piece that was kind of his breakout game in the Garden, broke the three-point record in the Garden, and last night had 31 points and 11 rebounds. Rare rebound double-double for Steph Curry as the Warriors take down the Knicks 110-99. 25 points and 8 rebounds for Jonathan Kuminga. Continues to look like a really solid number 2 option. 27 for Jalen Brunson, but the Warriors come out on top. In a little bit of a change from normal, the Warriors have won 7 straight road games and are looking really good both on the road and at home, have won 12 out of their last 15. The Orlando Magic take down the Utah Jazz 115-107 in Orlando, a game that people thought Paolo might miss with an illness. Plays and plays well. 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists for Paolo in a game that the Magic wins somewhat easily. The Bucks take down the Hornets for the second straight time, 111-99, 24-10 from Giannis, and no one else from the Bucks really showed out all that well. 21 from Brandon Miller, but did it pretty inefficiently. The Nets take down the Hawks 124-97, a game a lot of people thought the Hawks might win, including myself. The Hawks had won 2 straight without Trae Young. They looked pretty solid, but the Nets now pick up their second win under Kevin Ollie, and it's starting to turn around. It looks better than it did under Jacques Vaughn, and it looks like Kevin Ollie is having a solid impact. 29 points for Cam Johnson, 23, 8, and 7 from Dennis Schroeder, and the Nets win this one, I would say, going away. It was pretty easy of a win for Brooklyn. Now we have Phoenix versus Houston. The Suns beat the Rockets 110-105. 35 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists for Devin Booker. It was like the 25th game of his career where he had 6 threes. The dude is never going to make 7, but has 6 somewhat often, so solid for Book there. He got into it with Cam Whitmore, got in each other's face, and that kind of inspired Book, I think, and the Suns win this game at home. The Nuggets take down the Heat in a finals rematch, 103-97. Michael Porter Jr., probably the best guy for Denver in this game, 30 points, 11 rebounds, over 50% from the field. Jokic only shoots 40%, very abnormal Jokic game, and Miami gets 21 from Butler, 22 from Bam, and 19 from Terry Rozier. A 6-point loss, super balanced, and Miami is looking much better as of late. And then the last game of the night is Lakers versus Wizards, one that most people wouldn't have expected to be all that interesting. LeBron James was 40 points away from 40,000. Most people didn't think he'd get it, and he didn't. Finish with 31 points, 40 points, and 15 rebounds for Anthony Davis. And the Lakers beat the Wizards in overtime. One of the better Jordan Poole games of the season, really picked it up in LA, so props to JP. 34 points, 7 assists on 50% from the field. But that'll do it for this night in the NBA. Another night in the NBA. But now let's get into the new segment that we're going to do on every video. This is the Moneyline Hotline, the place that keeps your bets from going cold. I graduated with a degree in data science, have a lot of experience with predictive models, and decided to make one for the NBA. And not to pat myself on the back, it is on par with the best performing predictive NBA models of all time. So I thought I'd let you know the picks. But before we do that, let's get into the accuracy of this model, which is based on value over replacement player. So the idea is it puts the games in the hands of the teams with the most talent. Talent wins most of the time, and that holds true. So about 72% over the month of February, which, like I said, is about the best you're going to see. In games that the model classifies as super favorites, it is 91.5%. Over 85% on clear favorites, so which are +5 or better. Flip games, which could go either way, within +2. really should be about 50%. It's predicting it almost 65%, and underdog games that it does predict, when it predicts underdogs to win, are hitting it almost 60%. So I thought I'd let you guys know the accuracy before we get into the picks themselves. And now let's get into the picks for today, March 1st. Little recap of yesterday. We did hit the best bet once again. The Nuggets did beat the Heat in a championship rematch. We are now 2 for 2 on best bets, and the parlay was once again one game away from hitting. The Thunder losing to the Spurs is what took out the parlay yesterday, but hey, fun game either way. The best bet today is the Bucks plus 3.8, not classified as a flip game, is a solid favorite, the Bucks over the Bulls. The Bucks are minus 178. Turn your $10 into $15.62. Yes, we're going up by 50% every day, 50% or better every day. Solid best bet. It's safe. It'll almost guaranteed hit, especially the Bucks have been much better as of late. The only underdog predicted for the day is the Blazers over the Grizzlies, minus 102. Both teams are minus odds, so you're not going to get a ton of return here, but $10 into $19.80. I'd probably stay away from that game if I'm being honest with you. No Jaren Jackson Jr., no Desmond Bane, no John Conchar, and no Luke Kennard for the Grizzlies, no DeAndre Ayton, no Scoot Henderson, and no Malcolm Brogdon for the Blazers. That game is about as injury riddled as it gets. The Blazers, though, will have Anthony Simons and Jeremy Grant, so somewhat of a clear talent advantage just because of those two guys alone. And then the somewhat safe parlay for the day is Cavs, Sixers, Celtics, Warriors, and Bucks to win, which is plus 348. Turn your $10 into almost 45. But those are the picks for today with the model, with the VORP predictive model. But now let's get into the top 5 players of the day, and that would be Anthony Davis coming in at number 1, 40 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks on about 64% from the field in their overtime win against Washington. Victor Wembanyama comes in at number 2 with 28 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. Was the first player in league history to go for 25, 10, 7, 5, and 5 made threes. He's going to set a lot of records for himself in his career. Devin Booker at number 3 goes for 35 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 made threes in their win over Houston. Jordan Poole comes in at number 4 with 34 points, 7 assists, and 50% from the field. One of JP's best games of the year. And then rounding out the top 5 is Devin Vassell coming in with 28 points, 9 assists, and 60% from the field. Victor Wembanyama finally getting some of the help he needs. And now let's get into the top play, which is this LeBron chase down block of Jordan Poole. A little bit of a throwback, looking like classic LeBron with the chase down. But now let's get into the mailbag and the viewer submitted questions. In the last segment of the day, we are doing a viewer submitted questions. I put a community post up, or you can comment down below on this video for a chance to get featured in the next one. Initially, I just wanted to do 1, but I got 3 questions, and I'm just going to answer them all because I want you guys to be involved. I want you to feel like you have a say in what the topic's going to be, and we're just going to get into all 3 of the questions. So the first one comes from this guy. I'm just going to call him Oladi, and he asked me, do you think that Chet is the second or third best player on the Thunder, and will Wemby win Defensive Player of the Year this year as a rookie? First off, I think Chet Holmgren is the third best player on the Thunder this season. Jalen Williams, also a very good defender, not quite the level of defender that Chet is, but J-Dub's offense to me puts him up a level above Chet. J-Dub, since about December, has been a star. He looks like a legitimate star, a great co-star for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and to me right now, Jalen Williams is the second best player on the Thunder. Nothing against Chet. Chet's a rookie, that's okay, but both very good. It's kind of like a 2A, 2B scenario in OKC, where Shai is the clear number 1, and then both of those guys are very good, but right now I'd give J-Dub the slight edge. And on Wemby, I think it's unlikely he wins Rookie of the not rookie, sorry. It's unlikely he wins Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert is the best defender on the best defensive team in the NBA. He has 3 DPOYs already. He has the pedigree. He has the stats to back it up. He's been very good this season. Unless Wemby averages like 4 or 5 blocks a game for the rest of the season, I find it unlikely he'll win the award just because the Spurs defense as a whole has been so bad. That's not his fault, but I think it's Rudy Gobert's award to lose. Second question coming from Charlie Diaz in a related question asks, who are your top 5 to 10 defensive players in the league this season? And I thought, this might be kind of hard to answer, but I decided let's try to break it down. Let me try to get into it, and I'll give you my top 10. It's actually 11. I cheated a little bit. At number 1, I have Rudy Gobert, best defender on the best defense. Looks a lot better kind of contesting on the perimeter this year. I thought he's done a really good job at being an all-around guy. I think it's the best defensive year of Rudy Gobert's career. I have Victor Wembanyama at number 2 already. 4.65 stocks per game. Has been very effective as a shot blocker, a rim protector, and just kind of a deterrent, because when you watch it, there's shots that the other team won't take because he's there. He's already a force to be reckoned with, and right now is the second best defender in the league to me. Jonathan Isaac at number 3 is the best per minute defender in the league, probably. 4.6 stocks per 36 minutes. This dude is a defensive menace. Doesn't really get the minutes to show it a lot, but in Orlando, if you get to watch Jonathan Isaac, this dude is a beast on defense. Anthony Davis at number 4 is being a really good rim protector this year and bouncing back and kind of continuing what we saw at the end of last year. Anthony Davis has been dominant this season as a rim protector. Chet Holmgren comes in to me at number 5, getting steals and blocks. A lot of stuff like Wemby. Wemby leads the league in total blocks this season, and Chet is actually number 2. Both elite rim protectors as rookies. Bam Adebayo at number 6, all-around defender, can guard 1 through 5, can block shots, can protect the rim. Everybody knows how great he is. Derek White, to me, the first guard on the list, comes in at number 7. You just don't see guards block shots like Derek White does. He blocks shots, he gets deflections. The Celtics are one of the best defenses in the league, and Derek White, to me, is their best defender. OG Anunoby comes in at number 8 for me. I had to have him on the list just because of the impact he had on the Knicks. He landed on the Knicks, and immediately they were like the best defense in the league, and he had like a historic plus-minus. So I'm putting OG Anunoby at 8. Draymond Green comes in at number 9. Is a little older, you can see it a little bit, but still a very good all-around defender. Not the best in the league anymore, but still a top 10 guy. And then I have a tie for number 10, Alex Caruso at 10, as well as Jared Allen. Jared Allen is the best defender on one of the best defensive teams in the league in Cleveland, especially over the last couple months. They've been phenomenal, and that's thanks to Jared Allen. But Alex Caruso, besides Derek White, probably the second best guard defender in the entire league. And then I know we're going a little long because we had 3 questions, but finally, this one coming from Baguette08. Do you think Denny Avdia can be a future All-Star? I think a lot of people might lean towards no, but his last 2 healthy games, there was one right before he missed a few that he got injured. It wasn't a good game, but before that, 43 points and 15 rebounds. It was a phenomenal game, a true breakout. And then last night had 15 points and 15 rebounds again. I think his rebounding ability is huge for him, is a really good defender as well. Not a top 10 guy like I was talking about, but Denny Avdia is an elite defender, a very good shooter, and just does everything well. So there's all-star upside, but does he reach it in Washington? I'm not sure, just because are they going to be winning enough for him to merit all-star status? But is a guy who could take that Scotty Barnes type all-star jump, and I think Denny Avdia is a guy who has all-star potential, and we're seeing it as of late. But that'll do it for this night in the NBA, another night in the NBA. Again, submit your questions below or in the community post I'll put up tonight. But thanks for watching. I enjoy the daily recaps. I love making them. Hopefully you love watching them, but that's going to be it for me. Have a good one. Peace.